This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, May the 17th, is actually a former quarterback who just retired about a month ago. So he's now currently retired. Anyway, he is an icon for the Atlanta Falcons, their best quarterback in team history. Sorry, Steve Barkowski. But anyway, he did well in college for Boston College and was a third overall pick in the draft. So he spent one season with the Colts, and after that, he's been practically gone. His name is Matty Ice, otherwise known as Matt Ryan, who's now 39 years old today. It's strange how Matt Ryan was born the same year I was. So anyway, he was born in 1985 and grew up in Exton, Pennsylvania. He went to a charter school in Philadelphia, being pretty good and all that, playing football, basketball, and baseball while in high school. He was mightily recruited, and some schools that gave him an athletic scholarship are Purdue, Georgia Tech, Temple, and Connecticut. Decent schools. But after visiting Boston College during his junior year, he gave him a verbal commitment, and it was down to them or Iowa. But Ryan wanted a university close to home and had an emphasis on academics. Yes, it's Boston College. So regardless of that, he attended Boston College in 2003 and redshirted it his first year, meaning that he could kind of watch practices and all that and be on the bench, but he wouldn't be able to play. And he wouldn't lose a year of eligibility. He was named the starter for the 2004 Boston College Eagles, made his debut October 2nd against UMass, and won the game 29-7. He wouldn't get his first touchdown until late in November. All that. He would make his first collegiate start in the final game against Syracuse. He was the starter. He was the backup against North Carolina in the Continental Tire Bowl. But Boston College won that game. He was one of two passes. But he was the male scholar athlete of the year, well, freshman. At the beginning of 2005, he was the backup to Quentin Porter. Porter had some good success. But after losing the Virginia Tech, Coach Tom O'Brien decided to give Matty Ice a chance to compete. So in 10 games in which he started 5, he put up over 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. He started against Boise State at the MPC Computers Bowl. I believe that's the former name of the the Humanitarian Potato Bowl in Boise. Boston College won the game 27-21 over Boise in Boise's backyard with the blue turf, and Boston College was ranked number 18 in the AP poll. Then the 2006 season happened. He started 11 of 12 games, all ACC first team, helping Boston College win 9-3, and actually winning the Meineke Carb Care Bowl in Charlotte against Navy 25-24. Ryan actually broke his foot on one of his legs, but somehow he managed to play almost all the games and all of that. When he went 40 for 57 against Wake Forest, he actually broke a record for completions by a Boston College quarterback. Regardless of that, he actually launched a website during his senior year called MattyIce.com, where fans and media had 24-hour access to his video highlights, updated biographical information, and lots of stats. He was named to the preseason All-ACC team, and he looked pretty good. He was a potential Heisman Trophy winner and made a big play. The 2007 college season was a shit show, especially if you were a number 1 or 2 pick. You were basically asking to be upset and all that. But anyway, as the 2 seed, Boston College went to Virginia Tech to play the Hokies. But somehow, in some way, Ryan scored 2 touchdown passes in the last 3 minutes of play, upsetting VTech. Unfortunately, though, they lost to unranked Florida State, and there went Boston College's chances to make the national title game. He had a strong performance against Clemson, and Boston College kicked a key field goal against Clemson. They were trying to get to the ACC title game. Ryan would put up a record against Miami, surpassing Doug Flutie, which is ironic because Doug Flutie, for Boston College against Miami, had that Hail Flutie play in 1984 for most passing touchdowns by a quarterback. Unfortunately, he would throw 19 interceptions and all that. Although, Boston College, it was their first 10-win regular season since 1940. Of course, that season would be huge because Boston College lost to Holy Cross in the last game of the year at Fenway Park. And Boston College was supposed to go to a nightclub, but unfortunately, they didn't want to go because they had lost, which actually was a blessing in disguise because there was a massive fire that killed over 400 people. It's pretty good. Anyway, Boston College beat Michigan State in the Champ Sports Bowl in Orlando 24-21, and Boston College won their 8th straight bowl. He had a lot of accolades for the 2007 season, being awarded the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award for senior quarterback, and all that. He looked pretty good and all that. Boston College, he got named to the PlayStation 3 version of NCAA Football 9, and Boston College retired his jersey in 2016. So he did good, 56 touchdowns, 37 interceptions in his college career. He scored a 32 on the Wonderlic exam, which was pretty good. The 2008 NFL Draft happened, and saw Miami deciding to use their number 1 pick on a tackle, Jack Long, which actually worked. St. Louis would draft Chris Long, no relation, from Virginia as defensive end. The Falcons were third and decided they needed a quarterback, so Matt Ryan was drafted by the Falcons third overall, getting him a 6-year, $72 million contract. So anyway, his first start was the regular season opener against the Detroit Lions, in which he did well. His first NFL pass was a 62-yard touchdown pass to Michael Jenkins for a touchdown at the Georgia Dome, and it was amazing what he could do. Unfortunately, though, that was actually the start of the end for the Detroit Lions, as that was the year they went 0-16. Regardless of that, he became the first Falcons rookie quarterback in history to hit 3,000 yards, helping the Falcons win a trip to the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. He was named AP NFL Rookie of the Year, which was pretty good. He started against the Arizona Cardinals in the wildcard round January 2009. Unfortunately, Atlanta did lose by 6. It was close, though. In fact, Matt Ryan and head coach Mike Smith became the first head coach and rookie quarterback pairing to compete in a playoff game since the Cleveland Rams did it in 1945 with coach Adam Walsh and quarterback Bob Waterfield. Strangely enough, the next day, the Ravens rookie quarterback Joe Flacco and rookie head coach John Harbaugh were in the playoffs. So in 2009, he put up 2,916 yards, 22 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. 2010, he got the Falcons to win 13 games, most in the NFC. So it looked like the Falcons might be headed to the 2011 Super Bowl. But somehow, in some way, they lost the divisional round to the Packers, 48-21, as they just rolled tide on Matt Ryan. He was invited to the Pro Bowl, though, in 2011. In the 2011-12 season, they won 10 games, but lost to the Giants in the wildcard round 24-2. Ryan just couldn't do anything, although he threw for 4,177 passing yards in the regular season. 2012, he helped the Falcons go 13-3 with the number 1 seed in the NFC, and a lot of people were thinking Atlanta are overachievers, they're going to blow in the playoffs. However, Matt Ryan, going for his first postseason win after being 0-3, actually was happy because he's got a big scoring drive that got Matt Ryan to win the game-winning field goal against the Seahawks, 30-28. The Seahawks were close. In the NFC title game against San Fran, he put up 396 yards and 3 touchdowns, which normally is like a good thing for a quarterback. Unfortunately, he made 2 terrible turnovers and sprained the AC joint to his non-throwing shoulder, as the Niners won 28-24. So anyway, he was asked to go play in the Pro Bowl, but because of a shoulder injury, he said no. Ryan signed a 5-year contract extension with 103 mil, meaning he would get 20 million a season, guaranteed. Ryan became the franchise leader in passing yards in 2013, beating Steve Bartkowski, who I referenced. Ryan put up 4,500 yards, 26 touchdowns. Unfortunately, though, the Falcons were 4-12, a massive disappointment. The 2015 season, not so good. 2016 was when he was magical. He threw a touchdown pass in all 16 games and was the only quarterback to do so. He threw for a career high 4,944 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, which was amazing because he almost got to 5,000 yards, which is like historical. Regardless, as the 2 seed in the playoffs, the Falcons would host Seattle and crush them 36-20. And then in the NFC title game against the Packers, they got revenge on the Packers for what they did a few years prior. Ryan went 392 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So anyway, the Falcons went to Super Bowl 51. So the fact of the matter is Ryan was looking pretty good. Falcons were up 28-3, and I guess you know what happened next. If you don't know, the Falcons had the 28-3 lead, and the Patriots somehow, in some way, won the game 34-28 in overtime. Anyway, in the 2017 season, the Falcons made the playoffs and beat the Rams in the wildcard round in LA 26-13. The Falcons lost the division round to the Eagles 15-10. Then Ryan signed a 5-year, $150 million contract with $100 million guaranteed, so Atlanta knew what they were doing in a sense. Anyway, so he would do quite well in all that. So after that, getting those contract marks, he was rushing and all that. So anyway, he did quite well. But after 2021, Atlanta, tired of the losing, basically fired people and traded Matty Ice to the Colts for a 3rd-round pick. So in his first game with the Colts, he had 352 yards, passing yards, touchdown, interception. Unfortunately, though, despite surpassing 60,000 passing yards, his team didn't win the game. Nor did they lose. I mean, it was a 20-20 tie. Ryan would have a massive shoulder injury, but it was just not there. Anyway, the Colts would face the Minnesota Vikings. Matty Ice and his team were up 33-0 at halftime, which was fantastic. But somehow, in some way, that game would get away from the Colts as they lost the game 39-36 in overtime. It was just like unbelievable. I mean, I just don't understand it at all. What a game, though. Yeah, the Colts losing to the Vikings. That was just bad. Not good. He finished with 3,057 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, which wasn't good. The Colts released Ryan following the season, and Ryan officially announced his retirement April 22nd, 2024. So in the NFL, he had 124 wins as a quarterback, 62,792 passing yards, 381 touchdowns, which was good, 183 interceptions. He ran for 13 touchdowns. And in the postseason, he was 4-6. He had that magical 2016 run when the Falcons almost won the Super Bowl, but didn't. So he is an MVP 2016, Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2008, 4 times to the Pro Bowl. And a lot of things. He does have NFL records for most regular season wins by a quarterback in his first 5 seasons, 56, which he ties with Russell Wilson. Most passing yards in his first 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 years in NFL history, even being the great Dan Marino and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Anyway, he has tons of Falcons franchise records, as he should. And Matt Ryan was actually the 3rd of 4 siblings of Irish descent. His uncle, John Lotery, was quarterback at Boston College from 79 to 82. before Doug Flutie came around. Matt Ryan has participated in the American Century Celebrity Golf Classic and all that. So that. He has 3 sons. And he's been a football analyst. He's now part of the NFL Today pregame show for 2024. So he's going to be quite comfortable in his role. I don't know, but we don't know anything. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.